welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a lot of noise going on in there today. Today we got a lot of little things going on. We've got someone coming to pick up a couple of rams. We are going to be putting Jethro in his pen hopefully today, finishing off cleaning out the manure in the pens, and just regular chores. Arnie went to the sales barn with the culls this morning, so lots of little things on the go. So I hope you'll come in and join us today. Arnie phoned me while he was on the road and said that when he was loading the cull ewes up, one of those 3 rams jumped out of the pen, so he put it outside with these guys. So I thought I better check before I go in to see that everybody's okay, because sometimes, you know, you put a new ram in and they start fighting. These 3 here are obviously very calm. And there's someone eating at the feeder over here. Oh, that's the new guy there with his head turned. But no one's fighting. Okay. I'll go in and see what all the noise is about in the barn. But yeah, they're all waiting for Arnie to feed them, so it's a little loud. So here they are this morning, getting their grain. Hi, you guys look really nice. The showgirls. People have been suggesting really good K names for our show sheep, so thank you everyone for doing that. I've got them registered now, so the names are set in stone. But for our Dorsets, we have Cloud, Crystal, and Candy. For our Suffolks, we have Katrina, Cleopatra, and Karma. And for our Suffolk Rams, we have Killer, Kryptonite, and Kodiak, who you guys have known for quite a while. For our Dorset Rams, we've got Klondike, Cocaine with a K, and Cash. And here's the beautiful ram lambs, the Dorset boys. Hopefully next week we got someone wanting to take home 2 of these guys. Because the whole point is to get them working on new farms. So you guys have all heard about the sounds of silence. This is the sounds of feeding. Are you guys hungry? Are you guys hungry? Yeah? You guys really hungry? Really, really hungry? Yeah? Really, really hungry. Are you guys hungry too? Are you hungry? Yeah? Are you hungry? Yeah. What about you guys? Are you guys hungry? Are you guys hungry? Are you hungry today? Yeah, you guys are so hungry. I know. So hungry. And it's sitting right there too. It's torture. get your food. It's coming. It's coming. It is. I know it's coming. And since everybody's nice and quiet now that they're eating a little bit, I gave them some food. I decided to take this opportunity to bed up some jugs. Arnie likes to do it at the spur of the moment, but I don't. I'm really stressed then, so I like everything prepared in advance. I'm one of those anal types. So I got 5 jugs all bedded up and ready for mamas and lambs to come in. We always use the jugs beside the feeder first because there's feed in the trough there, so it's much easier to look after them in these jugs. The ones along the wall, we have to feed each one hay in the jugs, so it's a little more work. So if possible, we try to use these jugs and as much as we can until we're overflowed, and then we don't have a choice. So when Arnie's not here, it's always way louder than normal because he's feeding the grain, and that's what they scream for. They don't really scream for hay. So you can always tell when you go to a farm and the sheep don't start yelling when people come around. It's usually because they're not feeding grain. But they just love the grain, so they're looking at me as if they're going to get something, but unfortunately they got to wait a little while. Are you guys hungry too? I've got to call into Arnie because I'm going to just confirm how much grain they should get because it's really hard to work in all this noise. Well, Mike will be happy to know that Gladiator is breeding. This is his love of the day, and I can see why she likes her. She's got a nice little fluffy hairdo. But he's been breeding her all morning, and she's standing there. So we do know that they are breeding at this time of year. I managed to catch the 2 rams that are sold. So I've got them up front. They're 2 of the younger ones because they're not breeding till later and they only have a small flock. So they got 2 really nice little guys here, and that way I didn't have to chase around the pen while the customer was here. So they're all ready to go. Now we got the sounds of silence. Unless you count the sounds of crunching as a sound. There we go, the sound of silence over here too. Except we have a visitor this morning just checking up on us. But that doesn't affect them from eating. Now you see, we were talking about the mangers. This is the other barn that needs to be cleaned out. See how all these sheep are having to lean forward to get the feed? We don't like the sheep eating down. We feel it's more natural or better for their digestion and stuff to be eating up level. So that bedding pack is right up to the feeder. Whereas this one, you see it's a more comfortable position. This side doesn't need doing. So we're going to get started on removing the manure from the 2 pens that need doing so that everyone's nice and comfortable. comfortable. And every now and then we have a little visitor to the farm, which is okay. We encourage visitors. We got nothing to hide here. This is Felon's group. The noise at feeding time can be deafening. Just the group at the back now. Suffolks are all fed up front. These are breeding groups, Geronimo and Gladiator. Silence again. It's nice to be able to hear yourself speak and think. But the sound of crunching is a satisfying sound. Because it means everybody's doing really well and eating. The sound of crunching. Hi Glad, how you doing? Hi buddy. Hi buddy. You find some grain too. You deserve it. When they're at the feeder like this, you are able to get the scope of the length of Gladiator. All the extra loins he'd be putting on your lambs. He's an extremely long sheep, and usually, well not usually, but a lot of times after a few years, these really long sheep will fall apart because that's a long back to be holding up, but Gladiator has a really straight, good back on him. Well, guess he doesn't want to share. He said, I've been waiting for a long time to get into that trough. This is the last barn. We'll try to quiet down here. The sounds of feeding. When you have a lot of sheep. And these are just the lambs, so it's not, they don't have quite the volume that the adults have. But these are the lambs right here that had the most diarrhea, and they've all cleaned up right now, and you can see that they are just looking a lot more lively, because if you've got diarrhea, you've probably got cramps, right? So I can see, you can see that they're much brighter, so makes your day go a little better. You don't feel so stressed out about that. And the boys ate all their bicarb, so I'm going to give them a little bit more. We have some really big udders in here today. So as we're getting closer and closer to lambing starting, we don't want to be caught off guard, so we are putting more bedding in here today. We want to keep this barn above average clean, because if we're not here when a lamb is born, we usually are, but if we're not, we don't want it rolling around getting dirty and stuff. We want it to be as clean as possible. Mom licks it off, but we want her to have a nice job licking it off. Right? Nice fluffy bedding for lammies. It's a lot cooler today, so everybody's really frisky and looking really good. Hi, you guys! So today Arnie and I split up, not in the way you think, but to do different tasks. I spent the whole day registering sheep, and Arnie cleaned out this pen here. So this used to be right up to the bottom of the trough, and if these guys would move, you can see that they're standing with their heads level with the trough now. So this is all cleaned out for them, so they'll be able to eat a lot more comfortably. And now he's onto the coverall, so we'll go over there and have a look at how that's going. And he's half done the coverall here, so you can see now there's a big gap. It always looks like the feeders are monstrously high after you're used to a bedding pack being in here. But this is all cleaned out, and he just has the back to do, and then we'll be bringing Jethro over. And then all our breeding groups will be set up. Gives you an idea of the height of the manure pack. See how much lower the sheep on the other side are?
I'm not grabbing two, am I?
You're going to grab two. No, you're not. You're going to grab one at a time.
Good.
So these are the two
Yeah,
rams.
back a little farther,
And we got
probably.
people here to pick them up. They're going to have a nice little home here.
Who did the painting? Did you?
And she painted a beautiful wagon. You know how many people do that? Like, it's the majority of people.
That's good.
I always thought I was nervous on camera, but I see that it's not uncommon. Okay, so that's gonna come down, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so the trick will be to keep them in.
Let me go up beside them, and then they'll be nice and they'll know each other. There you go. Watch this.
So we're gonna try load them into this pen. So there's no door to really stop them. Luckily they're a quiet pair. So they're gonna get locked in there.
When you win them over, they're really good temperament.
And they're in. That went real easy. And the big guys here are wondering why they aren't going to a new home. Hi guys. Yeah, they're going away. They're going away to a new home. They are. But you're here.
Not working, I think? No.
And I think this afternoon we're having someone who wants some pet ewe lambs coming over. So
Taillights are still visible.
maybe some of them will be going today too. There they go, off to their new home. They just got a really small flock, so these guys will get a lot of attention there.
That's the perfect way to hold them, just like that. And when I flip them, I'm just going to go like this.
You bend his head
Down a
back.
little bit. He's going to lay down. And I'm going to go like this. And now I'm just going to trim his feet.
You don't have the clippers with you?
No, I don't.
Because
Once he's on his rump like that,
we have
he's a
a
little helpless.
we have a white one back there that needs trimming, Arnie. One of our show sheep.
Just let him back up again. You can see a little bit of growth there.
Yeah.
That's the part you want to cut off. That overlap. It's overlapping.
I'll go get the clippers. So these guys are coming to look for some pet sheep. Looks like they might be taking Kip. And we're just gonna show them how to trim hooves, because they've never had sheep before. But they just want some pet ones. So we just caught
As long as I hold his nose like that,
one of our Dorset rams.
he'll basically, so I'm just going to flip him up like this. And he's gonna struggle now.
Dorsets are
Come on.
wilder than...
Come on.
Move out of the way, it's not your turn,
So
buddy.
like this, I'm going to get rid of the manure. And you can see how much,
Oh, looks like
is growing over already. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the point off. And then we'll go right down the side here. And I'm just going to cut that off.
you'll just cut the little, if you cut the little tip off, then you'll have a little channel where the blade can go down.
Well, come on, don't see this. These guys like to struggle.
Yeah,
So I'm just going to take a little point off. I'm going to right down this
Hit that
here
guy.
and just cut off that
Hit him.
edge. It's just like your finger there. See, it's perfect. And you don't want to go too deep because you don't want to hit the blood, eh?
Right.
Yeah.
So same
If
thing.
you did hit the blood,
You put some copper tox on it. Hopefully it's not that bad. A little bit right down the side there. Take that inside off a little bit. This one here a little bit. A little bit of manure there. I'm going to put now he's going to, come on, just lay this. Just calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Dorsets are a little more hyper. There, look, right on the edge there. Took it off. You're taking the dead skin, the dead nail off. See, now he's got a perfect little foot. Do it back a little
backs
bit.
are the hardest.
He's gonna kick a
They
little
don't like it because you have to bend them up,
right.
and that's where you'll get the most kicking.
bit. But now he's getting tired a little bit, you see.
Yeah, okay.
So he's kind of given up.
Yeah, giving up a little.
So can you see on that nail where the overlap is?
Yeah.
Go close and have a
Right
look.
here.
I don't want to come too close.
No, you're okay.
No, you can go right up. You can
See-
touch it. It
See
doesn't
the dead
matter.
nail there?
Oh,
All the dead nail.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the point off.
Oh yeah.
And see that dead nail? I'm just gonna hit that.
Yeah.
And take it right off. There you go.
Got it.
And it's
And then
skin underneath,
There's a little
right?
bit underneath in the center there. I'm gonna take it off too. There.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna take the front off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the side off.
Oh yeah.
A little bit in the center. There you go.
Okay. Now I see.
Take the point off. Right down the side a little bit. There you go.
Ah, good boy.
And now we call it brand new feet.
Well, try the tame guy to show what he's like.
Yeah, sure. Now watch these black ones have a lot better. Oh, don't see. Now she's pouting. Come on,
Hi,
Bob.
honey.
You're on my foot. Come on. Get up. There you go. Hey, watch this guy here. There, just lay them down.
This guy's name is Cocaine.
Who's this?
This is Cocaine. He's going to be on the show sheet.
I'm going to go in there, right in there. I'm going to use that part there, for the little part for going under the hoop. I can take a little more off of that, actually. Don't want to make them bleed.
Yeah, see, there's a thick part of the blade and a thin
That's
part.
as far as I can go. You can see how much I took off right there.
And it's kind of going level with the skin, right?
Look, Mom, look,
Yes.
all the sheep are being painted.
Now see,
They're all being really.
he actually had less hoof growing.
Yeah.
But you see, he has a bigger paw. I call it paw. So these are a lot better on the nail than the white sheep. The white sheep. So
Angel.
now I didn't think that.
But they're harder to, they have harder hooves.
Black is
So,
harder.
so it'll cut harder. The white ones are easier to trim that way. So
I can do about 50, 60 a day. Now see, already he's forming a little bit of fault there, so I'm
Yeah.
just going to take that off. And that could be because he wasn't trimmed quick enough. So you're going to train the foot, the bead
Throwing it up
correctly.
and then eating it again.
We never got involved
Rechewing
with that.
it.
Yeah.
Is that kind of weird? It's a funny thing that sheep do.
What do you think?
It's called chewing their cud.
The lady that bought before, she
They eat it and they do
Yeah,
a
they
big
didn't wanna
burp
have-
and
they
it
didn't
comes
wanna
back in
have
their
babies.
mouth and they eat it
They
again.
wanted lawnmowers and pets.
Yeah.
So they bought 4
Is that a
males,
funny thing?
and
Yeah.
they just fixed them
Right.
because they're a little more easier to handle and quiet.
Yeah.
And they're going to spend their whole life.
Mommy, look, all the
Yeah.
shoes
That's
are
all they
going
want.
under.
So they wanted to take them home today and put them in the car, but we've convinced them to go get set up first, and then they're gonna come back. But it looks like Kit's gonna go to a new home, and the 2 little white girls, and 1 more Suffolk. We got a sunset over the barn right now. And still they're screaming. This is their nighttime feeding. But they're happy and they're healthy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And I hope you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.